be doing some more stuff. Yeah, we're doing more quests. So my last stream got cut off kind of abruptly because my OBS crashed. And it was close enough to when the stream was supposed to end that I just went, oh well, and moved on. Rather than, get my computer set up again after it crashed. So that put us in a slightly weird position because I was about to go do some more quests and then my computer crashed. So here's to doing some more quests. Okay, so our goal this time is to go out and obtain 2 more rare enemy spawns. We're looking for Black Moss the Fetid and the spider person. What was her name? Lady Sothra's. Yeah, so we're looking for Lady Sothra and Black Moss the Fetid. Let's look around. They're both rare spawns that have multiple spawn points, so we're gonna have to do some searching. Yeah, this will take a bit. Yeah, so the only thing we can do is look around. I believe there's guaranteed to be one of them at any given time unless they've been killed recently. So like one of them is guaranteed to spawn back in, is what I'm saying. So we just have to find wherever it spawned back in. Of course, you know, finding where it spawned back in is the hard part of this equation. But I believe in us. We can do it. Let's go. Okay, so let's keep walking along here. I don't think it can spawn this far south. I think it's spawned. I'm looking for Black Moss the Fetid right now, for the record. But from what I read, Black Moss the Fetid can only spawn anywhere that Timberling Elders spawn. So that's where we're focusing. Anywhere that we can find a Timberling Elder, we're going to look around to see if we can spot any Timberling, Black Moss the Fetid Timberlings. For the record, Timberling is not part of Black Moss the Fetid's name, it's just what he is. He's still Timberling, like the rest of them. Still same family, he just gets a title. So you don't call him Timberling anymore. You call him by his name. Anyway, but yeah, so the elders start spawning around here, and oh my gosh, that's lucky. We take that. We take luck. Luck is great. I like luck. Also, what am I doing? I should do that and then do that. There we go. That's how you maximize your damage. Or at least it's efficient enough for my purposes. I'm not actually sure that it's the most efficient way to handle things, but like I said, it's efficient enough for my purposes. Anyway, so the heart of Black Moss the Fetid is covered with a dark, oily moss. In fact, the only way to tell this is the heart is from that slow, rhythmic beat, a beat that continues even now. Perhaps Denalan will want to see this heart. Okay, now let's go find that spider. Okay, you know what? You actually give experience, so I'll bother to kill you. Like, you're not a waste of my time, so I might as well. I forgot that these things could heal themselves. Not sure I actually knew these things could heal themselves. I was avoiding fighting them last time I came through because I didn't want to. This was close to leveling up and I wanted to get XP for a quest I was doing. That's just a normal giant spider. So I'm looking for the named one. Don't know what it looks like versus the others though, because I didn't look it up. But oh, that one looks different. Yep, there it is. Special spider found. Okay. Let's go. And there we go. 2 more quests completed. Now we just got a lot of walking to do. And then we have to do these quests with several other characters. But hey, let's not think about that just now. We can think more positively. I'm gonna just be invincible. Don't mind me. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's the nice thing about being a paladin, is you can kind of just go through areas as you want because you just invincible your way through until the enemies give up. You know, you can just be like, I mean, you could fight me, but I'm invincible, and they'll go, ha, yeah, you're right. I'm surprised that's still aggroed on me. Considering how much higher level I am than it, I'm surprised that count is entering its aggro range. Okay. Let's keep on keeping on. So, like, I've been, if my commentary is not as good today, it's because I haven't been sleeping very well recently. So, you know, that'll lessen, how quick-witted and clever someone is, you know? And as amazing as I am, I can't overcome lack of sleep entirely. It does affect me, eventually. So yeah, that was a somewhat long-winded way to say that, I'm tired. Yeah, uh, that's all I got on that topic. Sleepy Mars, sleepy. Um, in other news, life is hard, and no one understands. See, I'm standing there at the crossroads, deciding whether I should take this Moss-Twined Heart to Denalin first or second, because Darnassus, if these quests don't lead to anything else, then Darnassus is the last stop here for the Paladin. Because I should take this quest, which is Trouble in Darkshore, go over to Darkshore, turn that quest in, and then leave the area, because that's officially all of the Teldrassil area done, aside from the PvP quests, which I'm not doing yet. So that would be all of the quests. I would be done. Also, I got an email. Cool. I love emails. They're the best. Wasn't an important email though. Yes, I totally did just tab out to check my email while on stream. What about it? Yeah. I'm actually really surprised that I managed to get out the Final Fantasy VII remake episode on time today. Like, I edited that this morning. Um, like, I edited it before my first class this morning, and then had it exporting during that class, and then uploaded it after. And I'm just glad that YouTube, that it finished uploading and processing onto YouTube before 1. because I wasn't sure that it would, because sometimes that can take a while. If there's a lot of people uploading at once, YouTube servers take a while just to even get to your video. Like, the processing's always fast once it does get to my videos, because my videos aren't particularly difficult to process, I'm guessing. But, and also because, you know, YouTube servers have immense processing power at their disposal. I doubt it takes long for them to process any individual video at all. It's just that, you know, there's a lot of them. So like if a lot of people are uploading, then it's easy for it to take a while for YouTube to even get to my video. Thankfully, not that many people were uploading this morning, so it happened quickly, which was good. Yeah, so I'm glad that that managed to actually get out on time. After I stream today, I get to record tomorrow's Final Fantasy VII episode because I haven't done that yet. And then I get to probably edit in the morning, so tomorrow's episode might come late. We'll see. Depends on how much sleep I actually get. I've removed that foul moss from the heart, but it remains tainted. Try placing the heart in my planter. It is filled with nutritive soil that may cleanse and heal the heart. I'm a little worried this is going to lead to some kind of fight. You place the heart within the planter and it quickly digs itself in. A few seconds later, wriggles locked out, cleansed. It pulses slightly, beckoning for you to take it. Oh, hey, that's cool. Summons a Timberling to protect you for 20 minutes. That's nice. I thought that quest was going to terminate into like, oh, they found a way to cleanse the Timberlings, but no, it's just, I can summon a Timberling for 20 minutes now. Okay. Well, onward we go. Life is hard, man. Life is hard. And no one understands how much I want to take a nap. No one understands how great my desire for nap time is. My desire for nap time aside, let us continue on. There are many more things to do this day, and very little time with which to do them. So let us continue and get what we can done. Missed a few words in there. Get what we can get done. There we go. That makes more sense. Don't let anyone tell you that I'm not good at words. I'm great at them. I'm amazing at them, actually. No one's better at words than me. And stuff. Yeah, I'm the best. I have no idea where I'm going with this. I'm just speaking nonsense at this point. But hey, maybe someone's listening to it. Nope, no viewers. Okay. Maybe someone will listen to it in the future. Probably not, but maybe. Yeah. I need to actually post my streams to YouTube. I've been delaying actually doing that, like I said I would. So, you know, I'm going to actually start doing that tomorrow. You know, just let my computer be a stream of downloads and uploads for a bit until they're all up. Because it's not like it's hard to do, right? Like, I just set it and forget it effectively. Like, it's fine. I just need to actually do it. And so far, I haven't actually squeezed out the 5 minutes or whatever that it would take to do it. It's mostly just a leave my computer doing it kind of thing, you know? Because what I need to do is for the videos before last week's video where I actually had a proper audio filter set up, I need to download it, run it through some audio filtering, export it again, and then upload it to YouTube. And like all the steps in there are a couple of clicks and just leaving my computer running and doing it. Like the only thing I'm worried about is Audacity tends to not like it if you try and do broad audio filters on clips that are too long, so I might have to do it on like 30-minute sections of the stream at a time. But if I do, then I just do that. Like, that's not all that hard to divide. It's just a few more clicks. Like, it's one of those things that, like, it just needs to be done, and I just haven't. It's not difficult to do. It's not hard. It just has to be done. Like, it's easy. I just haven't done it. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with this. That's all I got. Let's see what to talk about next. Life is hard, as you all know. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I talked about this on stream on Tuesday, but legitimately, I just love the mashup song between Animal Crossing and Doom. It's just so good. I cannot express how enjoyable that thing is to me.
You got my attention.
So let me grab this quest, that way it's not bothering me anymore. There we go. Keep walking for now then. Okay. Let's keep going. It's gonna be really rough when I actually start doing PvP in this, because I've never done PvP in WoW. Not at any high level. So it's gonna be really rough for the first couple of times, because I'll be an absolute noob on how the different classes interact in PvP situations. And like, I've read about it, but reading just can't give you all the information you need, you know what I mean? Like no matter how much you read, it's not gonna help with what you fundamentally need, which is split-second reactions and understanding of how things work. I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to go off of those stairs. And I really should have jumped down on the other side, so I didn't have to walk around the whole building to get in the front again. I've made so many mistakes in the last couple of seconds, it's actually kind of impressive. Like, go me. I've done an impressive thing. See, the nice thing about what I'm doing here is that I won't ever have to do what other people do, where when they're leveling up enchanting and things like that are, kind of forgettable at low levels, they have to like be like, hey people, let me enchant your things. I don't have to do that. And you wanna know why? Because I am here. I mean, wrong reason.
I have urgent matters to attend.
You come with the spirit of the force stronger than you, Paladin. What business do you have with the Archdruid of Calderay? I wondered why the Oracle Tree had not communicated with me for so long. It seems some problems are lessened, while others grow to greater concerns. I fear my work on Teldrassil shall never be completed, and our immortality never restored. Unless you've done the Oracle Tree's task well, and you should be rewarded for your diligence. If you have enough time to run messages for the Oracle Tree, then I'm sure that I can that I can press you into service to deliver a message to the Grove of the Ancients in Darkshore, due south of Aberdeen. You'll most likely have to secure transport on a hippogriff, but I have faith enough in you that you can manage that. Take this to Onu, the Ancient of Lore. He has been awaiting word from me, even as I waited for news from the Oracle Glade.
I have vision that she lacks.
I know that I did not summon you, so I can't help but wonder why it is you have come to speak to me. Whatever it is, please make it quick. Ah yes, the water I had requested. Tanar and Corithris certainly took their time in having it delivered, perhaps not choosing the most reliable of messengers. Nonetheless, I can finally get back to my work then. The weight of Teldrassil's problems fall upon my shoulders, a yoke I would wish to soon be rid of. Take this, you may find some use for it. These are both kind of bad, but I guess I'll take this. It's worth a little more. Anyway, so as I was saying, I don't have to sit there and beg because I have 8 characters each to funnel all of their gear into my enchanter and all the magic stuff they find into my enchanter. So leveling up enchanting for me will be comparatively easy. It just means I'll be making less money because I'll be using all of my, all the gear that I find that's not soulbound on my enchanting. See, the unfortunate thing is that I can't enchant my soulbound things. Like that's the worst part. I can do everything else with all these characters, just all the other crafting and creation classes are consumables mainly. Even leather workers, when they create armor kits, it's a consumable that they can send. The way enchanting works is you apply an enchantment directly to an item. You don't, you can't do that over the mail system. At least if you can, I am not aware of how. And that leaves me in a very annoying position of having to find another enchanter to do those enchantments for me. Which is dumb and annoying, and I wish that wasn't the case. But yeah, at least for all my bind on equip stuff, I can manage it. But like anything that's bind on pickup and becomes soulbound at that point, that's just, oh well, that's it. End of story for me. I can't enchant it myself. Gonna have to find someone else to do it. I regret the task that I've asked you to carry out, but Lady Sothra is beyond hope. Yeah. The forest mourns for Lady Sothra, but it was something that had to be done. Thank you, Eric Tosnor. Now you must finish the task to which you have been appointed. Take the spinnerets and offer Lady Sothra's sacrifice to Elune. Lay the great spider to rest. Inside this temple, find the central fountain. This is where you may leave the sacrifice. The holy waters will purify and cleanse the corruption that drove Sothra mad. When you have completed this, return to me. Okay, so walk down here. Leave that there. And then walk back up the stairs. This was a very difficult quest. I'm really amazed by how hard that was, to be honest. That was just pretty much impossible. Like, I'm honestly surprised I made it through that quest. Anyway, sarcasm aside, I pick these because they vendor for slightly more, and they're both kind of bad for me. At least that was another easy 900 XP, right? Like, I'm not gonna look 900 XP. Not gonna look down on 900 XP. Like, that's pretty good. It's definitely not forgettable, that's for sure. Okay, let's go over here. Talk to this guy.
Hi.
Trouble in Darkshore? How nice it is to see a Paladin interested in the great archaeological wonders of our world. Oftentimes our work is dismissed as mere hobby by our friends in the Alliance. What many fail to realize is that recent discoveries in Cosmodon have proven that a great and powerful force threatens all of Azeroth, from Lordaeron to Kalimdor. I am most worried about my crew that I sent to Darkshore. They haven't sent word in weeks. Travel to Aberdeen and look for a clue as to their whereabouts.
Off with you.
Okay, now that I've done that, I can now go over to Darkshore. I just need to turn in these quests, and then I am out of here. Yeah, and then Eric Tesnor journeys back to the human lands from whence he came. Until such time as he has need to return to these lands. But yeah, I just need to do the remaining quests in the Dwarven starting area next, and then I will be done with all starting areas on Eric Tesnor. Yeah, life is hard, but it's okay because I'm making progress. Making progress in all aspects of my life. Also, as you may have been able to tell from the fact that I'm saying I'm super busy, not sleeping a lot, and which actually are unrelated in this case. Like, I'm not lacking sleep because I'm busy. I'm definitely busier because I'm lacking sleep, though. That's certainly true. Um, anyway. Uh, as I was saying. So, as you may be able to guess from that, I'm only going to be streaming my minimum time this week. Like, I would be maybe I'll tack an hour on Saturday. If tomorrow goes really well and I get a lot done. But chances are that I don't. That I take Saturday as the rest day that I need it to be largely, and just do the 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours, whatever it is, of streaming that's guaranteed. Let me look at my schedule. When I can't remember what I'm scheduled for. Yeah, the guaranteed 2 hours on Saturday. Just because I'm strapped for time right now. I'm actually thinking that I might end up moving all of my streaming to Saturday, but we'll see. I'm hoping I don't have to do that. Hopefully I'm fine and I can just keep on keeping on as things are. Tired. So, like, I see so many people talking about COVID and how it's affected them, and I don't know, it definitely feels kind of weird, you know? Like, I'm it's weird because everyone's talking about how little of a sense of normalcy they have, but this doesn't actually feel that weird to me. And part of that's because before I went to my current university, I went to a community college, and I did entire quarters online. Like, that was a thing that I did just because it made it that way I didn't have to spend money on a parking pass and on gas. You know, it made it cheaper. And so if it was, you know, a lot of my gen ed courses that I was, like, confident I'd be able to do fine in online, and I didn't really care if I got a slightly lesser educational experience in sociology. So online worked. So I just did it. Actually, I think I took sociology in person, but that's beside the point. So this doesn't actually feel that weird to me. Because at that time, I wasn't really leaving the house for much. My mom tended to go shopping because she would be on her way home from work and would just stop by the store. And she's one of those weird people who actually enjoys shopping, so I just let her do these crashes. It's like, I really don't know. It's really annoying, though. Like, it just happens sometimes, and there doesn't seem to be anything I can do about it. Like, it just crashes sometimes, and I just have to deal with it. And, like, I don't know what to do about it, because as far as I can tell, nothing's wrong. All my drivers are fully updated. All my software is fully updated, and no one else is reporting having this problem. And I've double-checked and scanned for malware and things like that. But this has been, this is, I think, related to a recurring problem on my PC. Ever since I got this computer, it's occasionally had a hang-up where everything will just freeze. And at this point, I'm kind of convinced that I have some kind of defective hardware or something. Just because I can't find any other solution. I can't find any other reason why it's doing it whatsoever. It's like nothing I'm doing is beyond the specs of my computer. It's not even close. Most of the time, I don't even use 50% of the specs of my computer. Like, even what I'm doing right now, like if I open up Task Manager and I look, like this is a relatively, I'm playing a video game, streaming, and all of that, and the only number that's above 50% if I open Task Manager is memory. And it's only at 62%, so it's not like I'm running out of RAM, you know what I mean? Like I have plenty of RAM left. And it's just, it's really obnoxious that this is happening. And happening so consistently, it's really annoying. Yeah. But anyway, so before my computer crashed and I lost the stream for a minute, I was talking about senses of normalcy. So this doesn't feel that abnormal to me. I legitimately, there was a point in my life where I just didn't leave the house for weeks at a time. I'm not saying that's healthy. I actually think that it was super unhealthy. There's a reason I don't do that anymore. But, you know, it's just something I think about as everyone else is feeling so distressed over the lack of normalcy. I'm feeling relatively okay. Because this doesn't feel unusual to me. I don't know. It's one of those weird things. I'm so glad Chief Archaeologist Grey Whisker sent for us. No, I don't want your next quest, because I'm not going to be questing here next. I just wanted to turn in that quest. Thanks. But look at that lack of exclamation points in Teldrassil. Isn't it beautiful? There are few things as beautiful as a lack of quest markers. By the way, where's this? Where is the there probably? Just making sure that, yeah, I want to make sure that I have the flight path for here.
Hello.
See, and yeah, from here this just connects to Teldrassil. I'll have to wait until later for it to connect to anywhere else. But connecting to just Teldrassil is fine for right now. Where's the actual proper way out of the city? Over here, probably? Yeah, looks like over here. Anyway, yeah, it's definitely one of the weirder things, like, when everyone else has this shattered sense of normalcy, I'm like, this actually just feels normal to me. Like, honestly, my trouble sleeping recently has done more to lessen my sensation of normalcy than the whole COVID pandemic. And my trouble sleeping is unrelated. Like, it's definitely, like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have a sense of normalcy, like, or that they shouldn't have lost a sense of normalcy. Like, definitely, this kind of lifestyle is not normal for most people. And that can be really distressing when your normal lifestyle just isn't even allowed for a while. But I think a lot of people are letting the panic get to them, or letting the anxiety get to them. And it's definitely, I am starting to wish that as a society as a whole, we valued being calm more. Um, in America, we tend to value being emotional. All you have to know to do that is, all you have to know to understand that is to look at who our popular figures are. Who our politicians are. Who our celebrities are. They're not the calm, cool, and collected people. Aside from a few, but they're definitely the minority. Especially in recent years, the people who have been the real celebrities are the people who are impassioned. They have a drive, they have emotion, they have things that they want to get done, and they're gonna go do them, and that's great and all, but we don't value being calm. And that's really showing itself in this situation. There's a lot of stuff going on that is like that should just be handled calmly, and it's not being handled with any sense of calm whatsoever. Let's see, if I walk over here, will it count as discovering it? Yeah, there we go. I get this area on my map. I'm the best. Anyway, but yeah, like it's definitely uh an interesting thing to think about and realize, like, on a societal level, we don't value being calm. And so in this kind of situation, where being calm is the right answer, like, undoubtedly, like, COVID-19 is bad, don't get me wrong. But the correct response is to calmly self-isolate. And we have two incorrect responses that are pretty popular right now. One is an emotional fear of, well, what are the results of self-isolating right now? People are afraid that they don't have enough money or things like that. And that's a genuine fear. But if you calm down and think about it, you'll realize that, look, if the disease spreads, we're going to have to all stay inside anyway. The only difference is how many people are going to die. Like, that's the only difference between self-isolating now and self-isolating when a bunch of people are sick and our hospital systems are overwhelmed. Like, that's the difference between the two. Is how many people died before we isolated for long enough. Like, that's the only difference. And the period of isolation actually goes up significantly. He's busy talking with this other person, so I gotta wait. Anyway, and so the only difference in self-isolation, here, let me slap you with that strength buff since you slapped me with your, buff. Ah, Paladin, how may Onu assist you? Ah, thank you, Eric Tesnor. It is strange, though, the Archdruid always seems in such a hurry. The forest knows that all shall come to pass in the appointed time. Shando Stormrage understood that. Anyway, okay, Teldrassil is officially done. Doing Darkshore later. So now, let's go back to Stormwind. Okay. Yep, go to Stormwind, then go over to Iron Forge. What's that Humble Beginnings quest over there? I should go take that, I suppose. Anyway, I don't have any. I do. Okay. We go take Humble Beginnings, then I'll go and do that, the Collector quest. Anyway, so yeah, it's just a really so that's one of the like the problem situations is people wanting this problem to just be over, and that's a very emotional reaction. And then but the actions that they're taking as a result of that emotional reaction are going to lead to the problem extending, not finishing faster.
How are you?
And if they calmed down and thought about it, they would realize that. It seems an eternity since I was a boy working the farm in Westfall. They say you can never go back, and it's true. Doubly true in my case. My family's home has been burned down and taken over by thieves. I've spoken with my father about the fate of some of my possessions, including my first compass. He was unable to save them. However, he also says they should be hidden away in the farm. You'll find the Alexton farmstead west of Sentinel Hill. Perhaps you could go and retrieve it for me?
Safe travels.
Sure. Not gonna do this quest immediately, but I'll take it now just for funsies. And hey, look, we're getting close to the first dungeon on the Alliance side, because I'm finally seeing dungeon quests popping up. So, you know, that's nice. Okay. Anyway, so what I was saying is the other major one is the other side. So that side can be considered as not taking the situation seriously enough. It's an inconvenience they want to be over. Mainly. It's an inconvenience or fear that they want to be over, and they're not taking it seriously enough to realize that any attempts to end it quickly will probably make the situation worse. The other side of that is the people who are, you know, hardcore panicking. These are the people who initially caused the scarcity mentality spirals that caused us to be out of toilet paper for weeks for no good reason. Who are the reason why when you go to the store you can sometimes just see entirely bare aisles, which makes no sense because our food supply didn't change. Like, the people who are buying extra food right now are definitely either people scamming trying to sell that stuff online, or they're people who are panicking because our food consumption didn't change. COVID-19 doesn't make you ravenous. Like, our food consumption didn't change, and neither did our food supply. So why are these people so panicked? Why are they buying so much that there's really no reason to be? That's, you know, it's one of those questions that you look at and you're like, well, we can't really be sure of the answer, but the answer is pretty much that they're worried, they're anxious, and they're overly so. These are the same people who are, you know, going to absolutely ridiculous lengths, who are wiping down every surface ever, even if no one's touched it in years. Things like that, like, and as things go, like, those are the two kinds of people that are being, truly destructive right now. People who are being overly anxious and buying out supplies, and overbuying supplies, and people who just want this whole ordeal to be over and want to try and force it to be over, like a disease cares about not wanting it around. Diseases don't care.
Light be with you.
Nice.
For the Alliance.
Okay, let me smack these blessings on. Okay, cool. But yeah, it's definitely like people panic, and that's understandable. But I really wish that our society in America put more emphasis on being calm. Because there's a lot of emphasis on panic right now. And part of it's just that we as a society don't very well deal with anxiety, and that's pretty clear. If you just look at what are most people treated for, what are most people in therapy for, things like that, it's usually anxiety. Um, we as a society, we're really bad at handling it. And that's just true. There is no denying that. And it's definitely something that it would be nice if our society was better at, but you can't force that, right? Like, I don't know. It's always interesting thinking about like what societal changes do we want to see, but like you can't force society-wide changes. Okay, you know what? No, screw you. Get out of here, stupid, annoying jerks. Just go die in a pit. Give me your linen cloth. I will use it for the furthering of my own goals, and you will have no choice but to be slain. Okay, the name of the one that I'm looking for is Gruff Swiftbite. Why is that aggro range so ridiculous? What? Like, what was that aggro? You are 6 levels lower than me, buddy. Anyway, let's keep on looking around. Gotta examine. Oh, wait. There he is. That is the entire camp, huh? Yeah, I can't even get rid of one in the time that... Like, I'm very confused as to why that entire camp just looked over and went, "Oh, hey there, buddy." Like, that was intense. I'm really uncertain as to why that happened. Like, no, the weird thing is, it was before I attacked. So, like, all of them just went, "Oh, this guy deserves to be murdered." And I'm not sure what it was that caught all of their aggro. Whatever, it's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. After we get the collector here dead, or the collector quest started, more accurately, we will head over to Ironforge and do quests in the Dwarven lands. And then once I'm so happy. So once I finish all the starting area quests with Eric Tesnor, I'm finally at the point where I can start playing Horde characters too. At times other than when the server is full. Like, we'll be there. Like, we'll have made it. Like, that's the point at which we start doing that. Jeez, these things just aggro on you from so far away, and I don't get why. Like, they just really, like, they have a huge aggro range for no good reason. It's like, I'm level 15. I am 5 levels above the highest level of them. Of the normal patrol enemies, and they will still just aggro on me from super far away. Like, they don't even care that they're almost guaranteed to get murdered. They're just like, oh, we fighting. Oh, we fighting now, boy. It's time to go. Okay. This note is a schedule with a list of days and times when a person, described only as the Collector, will receive a shipment of gold from the mines in Elwyn Forest. From the schedule, it looks as if the Collector resides near the Brackwell Pumpkin Patch in eastern Elwyn. This sounds important. You should report it to Marshal Duggan in Goldshire. So I forgot to actually accept the quest. Okay. Let's go. Hey ho, hi ho, let's go. Hey ho, hi ho, let's go. Okay. Yeah, once I've finished all the starting areas with each of my characters, I'm going to make sure they all have their professions set up. Get all of them up to fishing and cooking 100. Then, once they're all up to fishing and cooking 100, I don't know. Do other things, I suppose. Uh, just have them all progress in their profession as much as they can for right now. Onward we go to glory. Onward we go to victory. Onward we go to death for the enemy. Onward we go to glory. Yeah, I'm honestly streaming to just me is legitimately one of the most disheartening things. Like, it really is. Like, I get that, like, I'm new and I didn't have a big following on anything. And I stream at times that, aren't the best for people to watch because they're when I'm free. And I can't do much about that.
What can I do for you?
But it's definitely, I've heard of this collector, but I don't know whom he's working for. Thank you for the schedule. It'll help us solve this mystery. Because I can't not keep talking, right? I have to keep going as if I have an audience, so that way if someone does show up, they have something to listen to. So that way maybe they'll stay. But yeah, it's just a real shame that I do all this talking and there's really no point. Bringing the Collector justice and bringing me the ring mentioned in the pickup schedule he gave me. May tell us whom the Collector is working for. The pickup schedule says the Collector is hiding out at the Brackwell Pumpkin Patch. You should search for him there.
Go with honor, friend.
Okay. Let's go and get the Collector. Gonna send the Collector to the graveyard. And unlike Yu-Gi-Oh!, The graveyard is not just another pile you can summon from here. Okay. We'll ignore me getting stuck on that. I thought I could jump over it, but the answer to that question was no. That happens sometimes, you know? So sometimes things just don't go your way. Yeah, hopefully I can figure out someday why the heck my computer just occasionally freaks out. It's been doing it more recently, so I'm wondering if maybe some update on something broke something, but I don't know what it would have been. Like, I have no idea what it could have been. You know, I'm sending all the crash logs and things that I can out, hoping that someone will realize, oh, hey, that was my software. Whoops, let me fix that, and then it just won't ever happen again. But right now I've just got to deal with it. You know, there's literally nothing else I can do except live with it. Okay. See, the nice thing about doing doing quests as both Alliance and Horde is now I'm gonna have a much better mental map in my head of how everything connects, because there's large parts of the map that are, well, technically contested. Some of them are very difficult for Horde/Alliance respectively to get through. So, you know. It's definitely... Are you the collector? We're not the collector, but on the other hand, you are guarding a chest, so you're still gonna have to die, buddy. Sorry. Shouldn't have been guarding a chest if you wanted to live. Really, this is your fault. Honestly, if you didn't want me to steal from you, why'd you have things that were valuable? Like, duh. If you don't want to die, don't have anything worth stealing. Obviously. Where's the collector? I guess I'll just have to look around. Might be another rare spawn that just, you know, spawns somewhere in the area where these bandits can spawn. So, I'll just walk around and stab more things. You know, not much else to do. Either I will find the collector, or I won't. Oh, hey. Oh, that person I killed was part of a larger group, who just happened to be desynced for some reason. Anyway, there we go. Got the collector's ring. Next. Yeah, you cast Fireball all you want. Not gonna stop me. It'll only annoy me. That'd be a really annoying quest if you weren't, you know, obnoxiously high level like me. There's a fair number of quests like that, engraved with the words for years of service, EVC. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of quests that are like that are really annoying to do on your own. And especially in the beginning human areas, there's a fair number of them that aren't even marked elite, but they're definitely hard to do if it's just you. And that's just really unfortunate, you know? You just have to deal. That's why my goal is to be over-leveled at all times, which is actually the most efficient leveling method. Always do green quests. Leveling wise, they're the most efficient, because yellow quests often take too long to do. And while they give a little more XP than green quests, it's not enough to make the it's not enough to make enough of a difference for it to be worth the extra time. Look at them wonderful faction numbers. They're just gonna keep going up. It's a glorious day. They're just gonna keep on rising to the skies. Why am I singing? Good question. Good question. Because I felt like it, that's why. My life is a musical, and I am the lead singer. And anyone who disagrees can screw off. Life is hard. No one understands how much I need a nap. I may just go to bed. Tomorrow's episode of Final Fantasy is almost certainly going to be late if I do that, though, because even if I wake up relatively early in the morning, like to put this in perspective, it takes my computer with using HitFilm Express, which is what I use to do the actual exporting of video. So that's what I do to actually do the video editing part. It takes about somewhere between half an hour to 50 minutes for it to export a a, a video. For the record, it takes a half hour to 50 minutes for it to export a Final Fantasy VII Remake video, which is noticeably longer than how long it takes to export my other videos. Which is partially because the Final Fantasy VII Remake videos are just longer. You found him? Well done, Eric Desnor. He won't be collecting from the Elwyn mines again. And this ring you found is interesting. It's a membership ring for the old stonemasons guild in Stormwind. Why would a lowly thief have an artisan guild ring? And why are the devious thieves collecting money from our mines? Difficult questions. I hope one day we'll have answers. That's identical to what I have on. That's worse than what I have on, and worse and worth less money. So,
be careful.
Chain gloves it is. Okay, there we go. That's all for here, so now we can go to Ironforge, which is great. Okay. In case I wasn't selling that I was tired, that yawn probably did. The yawn probably did pretty well. My list of things I have to do is too long. And it only continues to grow. You know, one day I'll learn not to keep myself so busy. One day. Okay. Ugh. I still have one more piece of homework to do this week, and then sometime tomorrow I have to find the time to work a 7-hour shift. So that way I get paid the cash monies this week. Or for this week. I won't get paid this week. I won't get paid for this week until May 10th because I work for the government. Pay is slow, bureaucracy. I mean, it's not that slow. Like, my understanding, it's not that much slower than most places that pay, like, that have a big payroll and work that way. But yeah. It's definitely not fast, though. Like, fast is not the way to describe it. Oh, so in other interesting news, my place of living, my apartment, is waiving rent for next month, so that's pretty sweet. Like that's really nice. Also, let me quickly just grab, the dungeon quests.
Great to meet you.
We were deep in a vast mine in Westfall, hidden beneath a barn in Moonbrook. No clue where these stinking thieves type came from. Anyway, the mine tunnel collapsed on us. I got out, but the others, well, the others haven't been heard from. You look like you might have better luck in there. If you could look for my brother, I'd be great. I'd be thankful. He always carried his Explorer's League's badge. If you can't find him, that badge would at least give me some peace of mind.
See you soon. How are you?
Collecting memories. Many of my friends perished that horrible day when the mine tunnel caved in. If your adventures happen to bring you into that wing of the mine in Moonbrook, please keep an eye out for any sign which might identify them. If you come across any of their miners' union cards, bring them back to me, and I'll make sure their families get some resolution from this horrible accident. Oh yeah, always do these kinds of quests. 'Cause that's when you start getting the, that's when you start actually getting magical gear, which is always nice. Anyway, let's keep on keeping on for right now. Okay, let's go grab this other quest over here. Good to know that the first dungeon here is apparently in Westfall.
Hey.
Numbergon has fallen under the control of those dastardly trogs. The situation is grave, but perhaps you can help, Erictos. Nor deep in the dead mines is a functional goblin shredder. Find that shredder and bring back the intact power supply. With the shredder's power supply, we can give our gyrodrillmatic excavationators the power they need to break through the rocky underground borders of Nomergon, opening the way for a gnomish assault.
Off and away.
Sure. Okay, now that I've done that, and I'm taking these quests with no intention of doing them right now, for the record. I just don't want to have to come back here and pick up the quests when I'm getting ready to go do it. Like that's why I took those quests. I have the space in my quest log, and now I don't have to come back here for these dungeon quests. They're just in my quest log now. Okay, why in the world is that listed as a quest I can take? Surely I cannot actually take that quest. Surely not. Like, okay, all of those make sense. Like, the Barrens is a shared area, so that makes a kind of sense. But what is this nonsense about being able to take Winds in the Desert? What? Gotta be kidding me. Like, surely that's not actually a quest I can take, right? Right? Shouldn't be. Whatever. Once I get on this train, I will BRB real quick. Okay, let me hop on the train. have my character dance while I'm gone, and then drop a BRB in the chat. I have returned. Okay. Let's see. Guessing that I missed the other side, because I don't think I was fast enough to get back before. Yeah, I was not fast enough. We wait a long time. How annoying would it be if you actually, like, managed to jump out at this point? Because you'd have to walk the whole way back to one of these. That would take a really long time, and it would definitely be obnoxious. Like, that would actually be terrible. Okay. I really want a nap. But oh yeah, that's right, I already did that quest with this character. I was like, I have to do the rat quest, and I'm like, wait, the reason I know about the rat quest is because I did it with this character already. Uh, this is the only character which I do not have to do the rat quest with still. Anyway. Slap me with them quests, buddy boy. We've lost contact with Bingles! He was sent on a reconnaissance mission over Nomergon and hasn't reported back in over a week. I just know he's gone and blown himself up. He was last seen flying over the lock. Perhaps you can investigate, Eric Tosnor. Who has the other quest? It says there's another quest here to take, but I don't think there's another floor here. Is there another floor? Like, is there a staircase up or down somewhere?
Hey. Off and away.
Yeah, it says it's from Norn, but huh. I must be missing some requirement that Questy doesn't have set up for it. Well, for right now, I'll just keep on keeping on. Like, I got plenty of other things to do. Something fun that I get to decide. Where am I going? I do want to go this way. Because I want to pass by with sight of... Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to pass by with sight of the Griffin Master to make sure I'd gotten the Griffin Master. Okay. What in the world are these? Some people are yelling interesting things. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay. Don't mind me just casually trying to look at how a group project is coordinating in the background. This is fine. Okay. Whee! I took one whole fall damage. So hurt. Anyway, but yeah, let's just go do some quests. Lots of quests to do. Doesn't particularly matter what order I do them in. Just gotta do all of them. So let's just go get a metric ton of them and get to work. Whee! Jumping down cliffs is a lot of fun. Do recommend. Much fun. Anyway, yeah, let's just go grab all these quests over here. I'm preparing to start a mission for the Siege Brigade. It's a long one. I need to stock Jack's team with a month's worth of supplies. So while Steel Grill's working on my tank, can you do some hunting for me? I'll need some fur for bedding and boar meat for food. You can get meat from boars and fur from the bears. You can find this both in the snowfield south of the Grizzled Den.
Talk to me.
Drawing a siege engine ain't for everyone. Takes an iron grip and nerves of steel. Lucky, I have both. How about you? How's your metal? Want to prove it to me? Well, I'm looking to make my engine troll plow a little more cozy. Have you get me a heap of Wendigo mains from the Grizzled Den west of Karanos. Those mains would make a great rug for troll plows inside deck.
What's on your mind? Be good.
You.
Pie?
Is it you? Yeah. I'm a Rumble Shot. Magnum Rumble Shot sells guns off the road to Anvilmar. Rifleman and mortar team spent a lot of time practicing out near his shop, and he's always needing fresh ammunition. But the last crate of ammo I sent him got lost along the way. My courier said he was camped near the Grizzled Den when Wendigo chased him away, and the fool left Rumble Shot's ammo behind. Eric Tosnor, can you get that ammo and take it to Rumble Shot? He's been waiting on it, and I'm sure he's running low.
Safe travels.
Okay. Let's go. We're just gonna take all the quests in in this little section. Like we're just gonna have all of them. Have every quest. Just casually beat down a bear with a sword, you know? It's just the kind of thing you do sometimes. Like, it's a regular day to me, I mean. Why would you think that was weird? Like, why would anyone think beating down a bear with a sword was a weird thing to do? Belden Steel Grill owns the local mechanic shop, and he's the best siege engine tech there is. But he's not forgiving to his tools. I swear he almost breaks more Arclight spanners than we can supply him with. We just filled his last order for tools. If you deliver to him, sure he'll make it worth the effort.
Off with you.
Okay, cool. Shop is to the northeast.
Well met.
Nothing my tavern patrons enjoy more than some beer-basted boar ribs. Only problem is, the local trapper used to bring me supplies and enlisted in the King's army to help with the war on the Alliance front. Maybe you can help me out? If you bring me 6 crag boar ribs and a rhapsody malt from the tavern here, I'll give you the family recipe for my famous beer-basted boar ribs, not to mention a free sample. The secret's in the malt. Okay, accept. Go in here. Go to you. Let me browse your goods. Let me sell my other junk items. That's bind on equip, which means I should actually send it out. Okay.
Your feet on the ground.
There we go. You go to general supplies and just, it's a bit of a waste of money, but I don't feel like waiting until my tailor is high enough level to make 6 slot pouches. Because honestly, going from nothing to 6 slot is the biggest pouch size difference you're generally going to get. And it's because it's the biggest, it's also the most important. I'm behind on my report and could use your help, Eric Tesnor. I just managed to find where the trolls are holed up, but I saw so many trolls I was afraid to go in. Here's what I need. Go down to the cave, poke around inside, kill a few of the trolls, then come back here. Take the road north out of Karanos, and when you get to the bridge, follow the frozen river west until you reach Iceflow Lake. You'll find Brunel Village on the west bank. The hold is southwest of the village.
Watch your back.
Okay, now that my map is covered in things I need to kill, let's grab this one last quest and then start the killing. And, you know, even on my way to this quest, I can still commence with some of that delicious, delicious murder. I mean, what? I didn't just call murder delicious. Besides, it's not murder. It's just some animals. It's not murder at all. Clearly. Anyways, let's find this nerd who I have to take a quest for, probably in the building here. Seems the most likely place, and hey, look, there he is.
Pleased to meet you.
Operation Recombobulation. Upon further analysis of the Nomergon situation, it would appear as though we not only failed to eradicate the Trogs, but we also happened to turn most of the gnomish race into horrific, mindless, evil-doing leper gnomes. Ozzy and I plan to reverse the horrible leper effect with our latest invention, the Recombobulator. The machine is almost complete, but we are in dire need of some restabilization cogs and gyromechanic gears. Retrieve some from the leper gnomes out front of Nomergon for us.
Alrighty then.
Okay. Anyway, let's just go take, one of our quests is, just a simple delivery, so let's just go do that real quick while we contemplate the nonsense that I was just told about that other quest. You know, really let it sink in. Anyway, yeah, I got a bunch of cragboars to kill, but that's okay. Sure, I'm gonna have to kill several dozen of them, but who doesn't kill several dozen cragboars every once in a while, you know? Sometimes it's just what you gotta do. I just like to imagine that these people think you're only having to kill 4, but like really you're just having to kill a metric ton every time.
Attention.
Where's the... Here he is. Oh, you look a little young to be a siege engine pilot, but no matter. Do you need something fixed? Well, take a number and get comfortable. We're working on a couple engines right now and won't have time for another job for at least a few days. Or we're here for something else. Oh, you have my tools? Well done, lad. Well done. I just broke my last fang ratchet an hour ago, and I need one of those to finish repairs on Pilot Stone Gear's siege engine. You did a good thing by lugging those tools here, Eric Dusnor. Here, take these coins for your help. Yeah, that's just a really easy 25 copper, like it's not a lot of money, but on the other hand, I literally just walked a couple of feet and handed it to him. You know, it's not like I did anything too complicated. Alright, let's go get Rumble Shot's ammo down there. And then we will figure out what we're doing next. Also, I totally just walked by a boar. I
need to get closer.
Anyway, there's a boar defeated. Got another crag boar ribs, so you know. One step closer to having that quest finished. Anyway, let's go this way. See if I can figure out the way down to Rumble Shot's ammo. Pretty sure it's over here. Always so much more to do. Come here, you stupid boar. Let's go. There we go, got some more crag boar ribs. Still don't have enough crag boar meat, but you know, it's fine. Oh hey, I needed to kill some Wendigos anyway, so I may as well kill them too while I'm down here. Yeah, just kill some Wendigos. Yeah, that's right. Ain't got nothing on me. Stab the Wendigos and cry as they don't actually drop any what I need from them. Then kill some crag boars instead to make myself feel better. And then cry as they too do not drop what I need from them. I'm pretty sure the boar ribs are either a really high drop rate or yeah, they're just a really high drop rate. Which, you know, you juxtapose that with the other with the boar meat, which is a relatively low drop rate, and like I will get the ribs long before I get the meat. Like there's the ribs done, and I'm only a quarter of the way done with the meat. So unless you got really lucky, you're gonna finish one way before the other. Like they won't even be all that close in time. Okay, let's go beat up this crag boar over here. Oh geez, yeah, just went up and got it. Destroyed, nerd. Anyway, let's keep on keeping on. But yeah, let's keep on grabbing or keep on killing Wendigos. Finish all of them as fast as I can. Let's go. Okay, there's a Wendigo main. Got 7 more of these things to get. Okay. Oh, my strength buff wore off. I was like, why did my damage go down? It's because my strength buff wore off. Whoops. Okay, let's keep on going. Keep on keeping on. Lots of Wendigos to kill. At least they're all relatively easy, you know? I say while fighting 2 of them. But yeah, let's see, something else to talk about. I don't know. Uh, let's see. Oh, let's continue my general discussion of the games I'd really like to play on the channel one day. I think it'd be really interesting to play all of the Dragon Quests on the channel. There's a lot of them I haven't played and beaten. And of the ones that I have played and beaten, there's new versions of them out that I could play on the channel. Like, if I figured out how to record, my 3DS well, then that would be an option. But yeah, it's definitely, I have a lot of, okay, Scroll Spirit, I'll just use that. But yeah, I have a lot of things that I would like to do that just haven't been done yet. You know, there's a lot of stuff like that. Lots of stuff that would be fun to do. You don't get around to it. These guys can even drop minor healing potions. That makes them even more worth it to kill. Come here, you little jerk. It's really funny how not efficiently I'm killing things on my paladin. Like, it's been so long since I actually had to do an efficient combo. Like, all of this, I'm just beating them over the head with my higher level. Mainly. Like, that's what most of this is. It is me asserting dominance with my higher level. Anyway, okay, there. Now, do I still need anything in this area? That looks like a no. Okay. And I can leave this cave. Oh? Those must be for above. Pretty sure there's no boards in here. Anyway, yeah, let's continue on out. But so, it's definitely a lot of, there's definitely a lot of games I want to play. There's so many good games that have come out over the years, and I'm like, I honestly wish I'd started doing this whole YouTube thing a long time ago, so that way, you know, my backlog of games that I would love to play for YouTube or for Twitch wouldn't be quite so intensely long, you know? It'd be a more manageable, you know, 300 games instead of, if I really counted, probably 1,000. Because, like, look, I'd love to play all 3 Mother games, if I could find a copy of them, a copy of Mother 1 and 3 to play. I definitely am going to play Earthbound for the channel at some point. Like, I haven't beaten the SNES mini version yet, and you know, yeah. So I'm definitely going to do that. Like, that's just true. I don't know when I'll do it, but the fact that I'll do it, that's just a true statement. Like, there's no question in my mind that that is something that I will be doing in the near future. It's really just a matter of when I end up doing it. But that aside, there's all the Final Fantasy games. They're all good. Like, sure, some Final Fantasy games are better than others, but none of them are bad. Like, even the one I personally dislike the most, I wouldn't call a bad game. For the record, that's 12. Just because I wasn't a huge fan of its battle system. It didn't grab me. See, 12's battle system, I can directly point to why I didn't like 12's and why I therefore liked 13's. 12s required too much input from me, but wasn't actually interesting to do that input. 13, while also not requiring, while also not having a lot of interesting choices to be making at any one time, because your choices are either, like, auto battle's always your best choice in 13. While that's true, it doesn't require that I pay attention to it. It's not like a... My least favorite thing in video games is a strategy that's always right, isn't interesting to do, but I still have to do manually. That is the worst. There is nothing worse feeling to play than that. Because if it's not super interesting, but I don't have to pay attention to it, I can do other things. You know, I can read or think about other things. Then the game becomes more about, you know, chilling out, watching the game and relaxing, and less about, you know, how interesting this piece of combat right here is. It's one of the reasons why I hate badly done beat-em-ups, because they always suffer from this. What I'm doing isn't interesting, but I can't, but I have to stay here and do it. Whereas a good beat-em-up, you know, what you're doing will be interesting. I love well-done hack and slashes. But, you know, there's a key word there. Well done. I guess technically well's the keyword, but whatever. But yeah, it's definitely, like... That is the worst thing. That's why my least favorite part of any Dark Souls game is trying to cheese things early. Like by using bow and arrow to make things easier, because it's boring, but I can't not pay attention. Like, I have to be paying attention to it in order to do the strategy. But the strategy is super boring. I'd rather go die 10 times against that thing than do that.
Here there.
Anyway. Here you go. Here are your Wendigo mans. Ah yes, these mans work great. You show a lot of grit, Paladin. I wager we'll see great things from you. Yeah, you will. I'm the best.
What can I do for you?
Preparations are going well. How goes your hunting? By Magni's beard, you sure did a lot of hunting. Thank you, Eric Tesnor. You're welcome. Rejoid Barley Brew experiments with his brews. Some of them taste good, some bad, and some, well, some will lay all but the stoutest dwarf flat. He lives at Brunal Village, west of Karanos, and one of his drinks, Evershine, is what I want. It'll keep me warm while I'm on the cold road. And the blessed stuff burns so hot I can throw it in Jetstream's furnace for a burst of power. That little tactic has got me out of more than one tight spot.
See you soon.
Okay, let's go turn in these two quests back here. And then we will go out to the west. And then we will go out to the east. And yeah, we will just continue doing quests. Like, that's the plan. Do quests. Excuse me.
How are you?
Okay.
Be good.
There we go. Another quest done. My reputation rises. Slower than I would like, but it rises nonetheless. That's the downside of what you do here is, like, so how much reputation you get for doing a quest is based upon your level compared to that quest. If you're too high level, you don't get as much reputation. I'm guessing because the assumption is that, you know, it was easy for you, so... You know, it wasn't difficult. Wasn't much for you. Whereas if it's something that was difficult, you get more reputation because it's like, oh, hey, you're really trying to help. Like, you went out of your way and did something challenging. But yeah, my paladin is level 15, just about caught up with my horde characters, which is super nice. And I very much look forward to continuing to get things done. Okay. Let's see. Let's go talk to Rumbleshot here and turn the stuff into him. Here's your ammo. Hope you're not here for ammo, because I'm almost out. Great, more ammo. Old Lossler shipment finally came through. The ammo might be late, but just like my granddad used to tell me, late's better than never. Thank you much, Eric Tesnor. I already have buyers eager for this stuff.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Okay. Now we go out to the west. Lots more quests to do. Lots and lots and lots more quests. But hey, we've gotten at least a dozen more quests done today, and by the end of the day we'll probably have gotten a couple dozen quests done. So like, it's all going well. Like this is good. We're doing good. We're getting that. We're getting business done. Okay. Let's keep going. Always more to do. I'm glad I have extra bags in my inventory though. Makes it easier. And this character had the extra money, so it was fine. Just spend on that. Okay, let's go. Hey ho, hi ho, let's go. Hey ho, hi ho, let's go. Gonna get going onward. I'm going to cry. Tears will be my only solace. I just realized that was a Pokemon song, so I'm gonna stop singing now because copyright. Didn't realize it was at first. And I was like, wait a second, I recognize this tune. Like, whoops. That's the danger, like, you know, you have songs stuck in your head and some of them are copyrighted. It's easy to accidentally slip into songs that aren't ones that you should be singing. Okay, let's keep on keeping on. Gotta keep going, gone. Gone. Make all of your life gone, that's what I'm gonna do. Gonna remove you from existence. Make you... I don't have a rhyme there, crap. Anyway, so, what else should I talk about? Let's see, other games that are good that I could talk about as a good random topic for this moment in time. If people ever wanted me to, I would be so down to play Breath of the Wild. I've already beaten it. Like, I have thoroughly beaten that game. But I'd be down to play it, to record me playing it anyway. Like, it's been long enough. I could replay it. I never did 100% master mode after all. Anyway, so I had a month's worth of dried meat salted and locked away for the cold season, kept it locked so the bears wouldn't get it. But while I was off hunting deer, that beast, old Icebeard, made off with the meat locker. We will smash through that thorium, though, but I'll starve if I can't get my meats back. You seem a bit more stealthy than me. Perhaps you can retrieve my stash? I'll never make it in and out of that cave fast enough with this bum leg of mine.
Off with you.
Okay. Oh. That's it. In the Grizzled Den cave? Or no, there's another cave down here. I was like... was confused for a moment about what cave I needed to be stealing this stuff from. He's all like expecting me to like do some kind of smart way of getting it, but I mean my plan is just remove the thing preventing the taking of it, you know? Like, I feel like that's a decent enough plan. Like, it works for me. Yeah, no? Like, I like this plan. See? Easy peasy. Didn't even have to resort to using my protection to heal myself. I got to just beat it down. And the problem is solved. Solving the problem, and problem solved. Anyway, so let's go up and turn this quest in. But, yeah, so... I just realized that that applies to a lot of the... Okay, so... what I was talking about earlier was that I really hate games that are boring but make me interact with them. That make me continuously interact with them. That I can't brain dead my way through. Whereas a game that I can brain dead my way through, but that isn't super exciting, I'll still play because I take it as relaxation time. It's just brain dead time. I turn my brain off and play it. Like, you know, like that's just the kind of game I take it as, and that works just fine. You know, it's just not a game I would play if I wanted to, you know, play something really, you know, good or. How to put this? It's not something I'd want to play if I was playing something that I wanted to be super interactive. And that can take a few different versions. There's ones that aren't very interactive but are still good. I mean, idle games are the most extreme of that, right? Like, an idle game can be good. It doesn't have to just be a Skinner box. But ultimately, like, it's effectively a, you know, a good idle game that isn't a Skinner box. It's just going to be a high-level strategy thing. It's going to be number crunching, and then you just set things and you leave them for a long time. Like that's what that kind of game is going to be.
Here there.
Anyway, they have access to all the best ingredients while we're here grubbing for grain and hops. We'd like to give them some bitter tasting justice. Belvis needs some Evershine? Alright. I have a cask of Evershine handy, but can you do me a favor? Brunel Village keeps a hand against the wild animals that wander in the nearby snows. Sometimes they wander close. We're not afraid of these bears and cats and boars. No self-respecting dwarf would be. But if you could take care of these animals for us, then we'd have more time for our crafting and brewing.
Off with you. You got my attention.
Anyway, the perfect stout. I'm on a quest to make the perfect stout. I know I can do it. Brewing's in my blood. I just need to find the right recipe. The Frostmane trolls grow a plant, Shimmerweed, high up in the hills to the east. They used it in their strange tribal rituals. We dwarves haven't found much use for it, but it has a unique taste, and I want to experiment with it in my brews. Give me some Shimmerweed from Frostmane Sears, or swipe it from the trolls' Shimmerweed baskets.
Get her back.
Hi.
I have to admit, those Thunderbrewers make some good drinks, but they need to learn that theirs isn't the only decent brew. Maybe you can help me teach them that lesson. Here, take this barrel of barley brew scalder, sneak into the basement of the Thunderbrew distillery in Carnos, and switch it with one of their barrels of Thunder Ale. Then we'll see how their patrons like my brew over theirs. And if the barrels are guarded, then you might have to distract the guard.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Okay, let's go work on killing the enemies that I need to kill for that quest. Okay. There we go. Got plenty of bears to kill. Okay. Phew! That was unfortunate. Anyway. Okay, let's keep on keeping on. Okay, let's stab it one more time, game. Like, we have to actually finish off the enemy. We don't just weaken it and then stare at it and wait for it to leave. This isn't that kind of game. There is no mercy here, there is only death. Okay, there's another bear down. On to the next enemy, namely this snow leopard over here. Oops, forgot to actually right-click it. Whoopsie. Okay, let's go deal with this thing. There we go. Let's go grab this Elder Crag Boar over here. Lots of enemies to slay. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of enemies to slay. So many enemies to slay that one might be forgiven for thinking that there were an infinite amount of enemies to slay. But at least I don't have to kill an infinite amount for this quest. Which is good, because I'm not actually capable of slaying an infinite amount. I am, after all, a person who will eventually age to death. So you know. Like, I'm not immortal, so I can't handle that. Oh, so random story time. So I think about weird things a lot. You know, as should come to no surprise to anyone. And one of the things I realize is that there is distinctly a kind of immortality that is actually that would actually be terrible to experience. And that's if your immortality was of the form where whenever you died, just restarted your life. As in, you know, time rewound and you restarted your life. But yeah, it's definitely like, so that doesn't actually sound that bad, and in reality, for the first couple of loops, it wouldn't be that bad, because you get to perfect your life. Live the best life that you can. But then it keeps happening. You just keep living. It never ends. But everyone you love forgets you. Everyone you care about, you have to rebuild your connection with every single time. And people change over time. How long before no one can ever truly understand you? Because immortality means forever, and forever's a long time, right? If you're stuck in an ever-repeating cycle, that means that you're going to go through it millions of times. What happens when you're billions of years old? Gone through this cycle so many times that you know every person on the Earth who's alive at the same time you are. That would be terrible. And really, because of the way it works, you've only got, what, 2 ways out? Your 2 options are to make everyone truly immortal. To find some way to make yourself and the people that you care about truly, actually immortal. Like, that's option 1. And that works because it's not the immortality there that's terrible. It's that no one else is. It's that no one else remembers what you remember. Like, that's what makes that a terrible situation. Which I guess edge case means that if you could somehow make everyone else the same as you, or otherwise bring everyone else's memories back with you, you know, find some way around you being the only one that remembers, then it'd be fine. Because then you're in the same place again as before, where now everyone now everyone is immortal, effectively, the same way that you are, and that's good enough. Like, they don't have to be, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be other people remember you. Because the hardest part of that would be everyone you love forgetting you every time. Like, that would be the worst part of that. Like, by far. Not even a comparison, really. Like, that is the worst part. Period. But anyway, so your other option is to find a way to truly die. To die and not come back. But you know, that's a little it's a less cheery option, you know what I mean? Like yeah, it's technically an option, but like that's just a kind of sad option, right? Okay, I just gotta beat up a bunch of these guys. I do mean a bunch. There's a lot of them around, so let's get stabbing. Okay, just gotta stab a bunch more of them. There's one of my shimmer weeds that I need. There's another shimmer weed. Grab one from in here. And here. Grab this one. Go over here, kill this seer, and grab shimmerweed from there, and hopefully I'll have all 6 that I need after that. Then I can go back. Okay. There's some more murder successfully accomplished. There's the shimmerweed I needed from him for this to give me the last shimmerweed that I need. There we go. Okay, let's head on back down. Dude chasing after me like I care. Like, buddy, you live because I'm too lazy to kill you. Don't push your luck. Don't push me to kill you. I will. You're not hard to kill. Just not worth my time. Keep on walking. Walking on to glory. Keep on walking the ice fields until we get where we're going. That was kind of a bad rhyme, but who really cares? I don't know what I'm doing right now. Hey, at least I'm actually trying at the singing on the channel now, right? Like, sounds a lot better. Because I'm actually, like, trying instead of doing what I was doing before, where I was just haphazardly throwing notes out. My inventory's starting to get a little full. Probably should go to a shop at some point soon. Looks like there's some merchants here, so I'll sell my junk items.
How are you?
Okay, favor for Evershine. It'll be nice to work our crafts without hearing so many growls and snorts outside the village. Here's your cask of Ericshine, Erictos, and again, thank you for the hunting earlier.
Off with you. What's on your mind?
Oh, do you have that shimmer weed? I almost have a batch of stout ready to brew, and I want to try throwing the weed in with this mixture. Great, I can't wait to use these in some of my recipes. There's one in particular I think it'll work great in. Let's see, both of these are bad for me, so this one vendors for more, so that's the one I'm taking. I'd like my brother Wellart to try my new Shimmer Stout. He's a mountaineer stationed in the Southern Guard Tower, one of the 2 towers on the border to Lochmadon. He may not be a brewer like the rest of us barley brews, but he loves his drinks and I know he'll like this one. Can you bring this barrel of Shimmer Stout for me?
Watch your back.
Sure thing, buddy.
What can I get for you today?
Okay, let's sell some of my junk items. Okay. Junk items successfully being sold. So let me just put that there, put that there, put that there, and put that there. Putting items that are worth keeping further. Oh, I did not mean to sell that. Buy that back real quick. Okay, out of fire. Let's make some roasted boar meat. Fortunately, I don't have quite enough to get me up to 25 to let me learn how to make the basted boar ribs. Oh well. I'm one short. Unfortunate. Here, let me just eat some of the basted boar ribs. So that way I can get the well-fed buff. It's free stats, right? Might as well. No reason not to have free stats on, you know? Okay. Go. Well-fed obtained. Let's go. Oh, wait. Intended to do this, so let me do this real quick. Just create a bunch of heavy linen bandages. Oh, am I really already at the point where even heavy linen bandages don't immediately level me up, guaranteed? Ew. That's disgusting. That's an unfortunate point to be at. Gotta at least get first aid up to 80 off of these things, so you know, it'll be a bit. Oh well. Skill level's maxed out at 300 for the record. So that's the goal when I'm doing that, is slowly work it up to 300. Anyway, there's that. I'm going to go get some stuff from over here. I'm going to kill any boars that I see in the hopes that I'll get the one more boar meat that I need. Because once I have one more, I'll be set. So here's hoping. That's a crag boar rib, which is a meat I can't use because I'm not good enough at cooking. Which is truly unfortunate. So hello, other elder crag boar. Would you mind giving me some meat? By would you mind, I mean I'm going to kill you now. Please drop some. Death, it comes for thee. Ask not for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. There we go. There's the last chunk of boar meat I needed. Cool. Now next time I'm back at a fire, I can level up my cooking one more time and learn the beer-basted boar ribs. Anyway, let's keep killing leper gnomes. At least these guys drop linen cloth, so you know. Which I need a metric ton of. Lots more things to do, but hey. At least we're making progress. My group project that's due tonight is turned in, and I participated in the discussion, so there's that. Like I've done at least at an entry level everything that's due today. I'm not sure I'll get an amazing grade on those things, but I at least will get a passing grade on them. And I can make up for a low grade here throughout the rest of the quarter when I'm hopefully a bit less stressed. Here's hoping. Okay, come here, leper gnome. Time to get wrecked. Okay, let's go. Come here, other leper gnome. Time to get wrecked. Come here, other leper gnome. Yeah. It's kind of weird. Like, it feels weird to me that I've been doing this whole YouTube thing. I've been doing YouTube long enough that I've legitimately, after Saturday, I'll have 2 complete games, like complete playthroughs of games on YouTube, and that feels weird to me. Like, it feels like I shouldn't be that far yet. Like, it definitely feels like I should be much further away from that goal, but I've completed 2 games. In fact, in terms of recording, I've also completed Link's Awakening. So, like it's super weird to think that, like, I've beaten so many games. Of course, that's assuming that I never go back to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which I may or may not. I don't know. There's definitely a lot more extra stuff to do there beyond the initial main quest. I'm just not sure I'll actually do it. Like, there's so many games that I want to play that I'm not sure that I want to take the time to put extra time into that game. You know? I have no particularly strong desire to play that game. It's not like I dislike the game, but I don't have any super strong liking for it either. You know, it's definitely not like a game that I would have gone super out of my way to make sure I played on stream. It was just, you know, it was coming out right then and it looked fun, so I was like, oh yeah, sure. Like that's the level of interest I had towards that game from the beginning. That's just rude. Gibelwilt. Gibelwilt, probably, actually, but whatever. Gibelwilt is funnier. So, Gibelwilt you are. Yeah, that's right. Die. Thanks for the pants. Find someone equipped. Give strength and stamina, which would be nice, but it's cloth armor, so you know. Class is that even for? It gives strength and stamina, but it's cloth armor. The only classes that use strength and stamina wear at least leather. I mean, I guess at this low level, the having armor that gives you stats at all might be more important to many than making sure that they give you the maximum armor they can. Especially since at lower levels of armor, it's pretty negligible. Like, having a bit more or less armor really doesn't matter much. Especially not at lower levels like this. At lower levels like this, it's definitely more forgettable. So I think Restabilization Cog either has a lower drop chance, or I'm just really unlucky with it. Like, I'm getting some skewed results here is what I'm saying. I am 50 XP away from leveling up. 45 to be specific. But 50 is a close enough approximation. So the next thing I fight that's level 10 will level me up. That's a guarantee. Okay, fight another leper gnome. So many lepers, you know? Like, really. It's intense how many lepers there are here. Also, I'm really confused as to what the relation is between whatever they did making these gnomes into lepers and making them crazed and attack everyone. Like, I'm very confused as to what the relation is there. Because as far as I'm aware, leprosy is it's a skin thing. Like, it's not a mental thing. Whatever. Okay. Let's do that. Fry over the lack of gears that these gnomes are dropping, and then continue on to kill the next one. Come on, I only need 2 gears. Give Papa some gears. Darn it. Next. Hey there, Mr. Leper Gnome. Come on. You know you want to give me some gears. You know you do. Drop me them gears. Or cogs, technically. Whatever. What do I look like? An engineer? See, the joke there is that this character is an engineer, just like all my other characters. Don't you get it? It's so funny. It's a good joke! Okay, let's go and go down to the Frostmane Hold and do this quest. Entering combat with. Excuse you, Leper Gnome, I'm busy. I don't got time to fight you. Got stuff to do. I have a metric dozen more quests to do. I have no idea what the difference is between a metric dozen and a regular dozen, but oh hey, discovered the hold and leveled up. But whatever the difference is between a metric dozen and a regular dozen, I have a metric dozen, so, you know. Okay, let's keep on keeping on. Oh yeah, I should apply my strength buff again. Okay, here's another headhunter. There's 4 more of these need to die. Okay, there we go. That is a few more than I want to fight. So I'm just gonna run for a bit. There we go. I just didn't want to fight like 4 enemies at once. That just didn't sound like a fun time to me. You know, that just did not strike me as something I wanted to do. Okay, let's wreck another headhunter here. And then go inside and wreck yet another headhunter. Okay. Yeah, it's really interesting, like, the different kinds of games that, like, how different kinds of design of games can make them feel so different. And, like, I play them for entirely different reasons. Like, I play games that give me, freedom for entirely different reasons than I play games that say, let's see, what's another game type? So at what point is it gonna count this as me having successfully explored? There we go. Got the successful exploration marker. Anyway, yeah, let's just beat these guys down so that way I can open the chest. Also so that way they can, you know, die. Because they deserve it. You deserve it. There we go. Now I just gotta beat this last one up. Open a chest. Easy. Easy. See? Look. Easy. And here comes the peasy part. There's the peasy part. Got 40 copper and a healing potion. It's pretty nice. Let me heal myself up before I try and run out of here. There we go. Now let's go. Do, 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 do. Anyway, let me just make myself immune as I leave. Like, just how about you guys don't hurt me? Thanks. Sounds good to me. Anyway, so the way life works is that life is hard, and no one will ever understand. Bad jokes aside, I have a lot of completed quests. Makes me happy. Okay. But yeah, so the way things work in life is challenging. I don't actually have an end to that statement. I don't know where I'm going with this. But anyways, yeah, so different games give different feels, and that's really interesting because I play different games for entirely different reasons. For example, I'm a really big fan of more relaxed turn-based games. But it's not because I think I really care about the strategy or anything. It's more just because I'm a fan of playing a more relaxing game sometimes. You know, it's the same games I play when I'm, like, when I'm in that same mood. I'll play games like, it's another good relaxing, like puzzle games and things like that, where I'm just not looking for anything too intense, I'm just looking to play something while I do other things. You know, I'm just looking for something for my brain to absorb that doesn't require that I, do too much. Doesn't require fast reaction times or things like that. And there's a lot of nuance there. Like, sometimes I'll be in the mood to play something like Final Fantasy 13, which until you get towards the end of the game, really doesn't require a lot of thought in the battles, so long as you're leveling up. Final Fantasy 13 only requires a lot of thought in the battles if you're going to be an absolutely insane person and try and finish the whole game without putting anything in your Crystarium. Which, for the record, until I saw someone, you know, working on doing it, I thought that was impossible. Because how do you beat a JRPG without increasing your stats? Like, and this is a more pure JRPG. This isn't like Kingdom Hearts where you have, or something like that, where you've got control over your character. You can just do that. Like, that's easy. Speaking of so I'm thinking I'll record me playing all the Kingdom Hearts games, and I haven't 100%ed the others, but I have already 100% and gotten the Platinum Trophy for Kingdom Hearts 1. So I might end up doing a level 1 challenge for it. You know, do a 0 XP challenge for it. We'll see. Not sure if I want to or not, but I might do that. Part of the reason I'm not sure I want to do that is because, honestly, it takes a while.
What's on your mind?
Eric Tesnor, I didn't think you'd have much trouble finding the place. My directions are excellent, you know? Let me just finish up my report then. He brings out some paper and scribbles on it momentarily. There, well, now this certainly is funny. I don't suppose, Eric Tesnor, that you mind doing one last favor for me. That's a chest piece, and that's terrible. And that's just worth more money, so we take it. Excellent. Take my report to Senator Baron Redstone. He's a sour type, so don't let his less than sunny disposition get to you. He's in Ironforge, in the chamber where King Magni holds court. Don't know the way to Ironforge? Take the road out of Karanos north. Cross the bridge, then follow the road east. There are large banners flanking the road, up the mountainside. By the way, if you might avoid mentioning how you assisted me, can't let them think I'm not working hard out here, you know?
Safe travels.
Hey, mind falsifying my report a little bit? Like, it won't be that bad. Whatever you say, buddy. Whatever you say. Your false report is not my problem. Okay, let's go down here.
You got my attention.
It's all this booze down here, but I have strict orders not to touch. If only I could get a taste of some of our thunder ale. That would sharpen my wits. No lying. Anyway, okay, let's go up here and
What can I
get some
for you
of that thunder ale.
See you soon.
Okay. Now,
Great to meet
here you go. Have some thunder ale, buddy. For me, you're a true hero, Eric
you.
Tesnor.
Off with you.
I should have hit the spot. I think I'll get myself a couple more. Can you watch these barrels for me, Eric Tesnor? Here's my barrel of Evershine. Replace Marlet's barrel of Evershine among the Thunder Brew barrels. I consider a barrel of Marlet's Scalder and the Karanos Distiller Silly Grab barrel of Thunder Ale as proof of the deed. Okay, yeah, I'm just looking around. Anyway, I'll just head on out. I like how he just continues on as if you didn't leave. Like I definitely left, and he was just like, how goes the burrow watching? As if I was still down there. Waiting. That definitely didn't happen. I'm glad the game designers have such trust in me, though. Makes it easier to betray it. Anyway, we're at 8:41. I'm gonna be streaming until about 9:15. If I were the quest which I seek, where would I be? Huh. This quest is not actually available to me, game. You've lied. How could you do this to me? I'm heartbroken. Seem to be more quests than usual that are like that. Not sure what's up. But it doesn't usually happen. Today it's happened twice. These gyro mechanic gears and restabilization cogs are in perfect accordance with Ozzel's schematics for the recombobulation device. Once I add some hydrolubricant to the inner combustion pistons, adjust the cranker ratchet, and increase the viscosity of the electrogum gel, the gnomish race will be good as new. Neither of these are good for me, and this one's worth a little more.
You have a great day now.
So, you know, the usual way I pick what to do. Alright, which one is worth more money? Anyway, so let's go turn in our next quest. Okay. Not sure what to talk about.
What can I do for you?
Let's see. This one's worth the most money. No, he's asking about Reginald's new brew. The heck is this noise? Very confused as to why all these people seem to think that or why it seems to think that I can do a quest for all these people that I can't. I don't know. I'll just keep doing quests, and after a while I'll come back and see if it lets me do it then. Not much else that I can do, to be honest. Okay, I just gotta keep on keeping on. Got more quests to complete and more walking to do. Now that I'm playing Walking Simulator 2020. Yeah, this game is Walking Simulator. It's one of those statements that's a little too true, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be great if we could say that this wasn't Walking Simulator, but like, look at this. This is Walking Simulator. But yeah, I'm hoping that I'll be able to finish all my playing of WoW Classic by the end of summer. We'll see. Like, I'm making good progress, but I'm ultimately, like, at the end of the day, I am running 16 characters and doing really just as OBS still alive. Cool. My computer froze for a second, and I was a little worried that OBS was going to crash as a result. But it's okay, because OBS did not. The stream is still going, everything is fine, everything is good. we're all good. Everything is amazing. Everything continues to be amazing. We're all fine. For now. Also, that reminds me, I should create one more chunk of boar meat. Or one more roasted boar meat, excuse me. Okay, there we go. Now I can learn how to make beer-basted boar meat. There we go. It needs one rhapsody mull for each one of them. Ew. It does give me the well-fed bonus. And it levels up cooking. Not bad, Eric Toast. Nor did you have a hard time getting past their guard? No matter. Many thanks. And if you ever need a stout with kick, don't forget the barley brews.
Off with ya.
Okay. One more quest done. Let's go. And head back into town. We're going to grab a bunch of malts and make a stack of boar ribs. And then sell junk out of my inventory because my inventory is starting to get full again. Okay, let's keep on. Gotta keep on keeping on. Gotta keep on keeping on. Gonna walk forward today. Everyone's playing Valorant, but I'm here crying instead. I mean, what? It's fine. I'll play Valorant once it's you know, been out for a while. It's fine. I'm not sad. Can't prove that. Anyway, make a quick stop in to buy more. To buy 9 more raspberry malts. It's gonna be expensive, isn't it? Is that even worth doing? Like, these are nice, but they're really not that nice. I don't think they're paying multiple silvers nice. Like, that is some expensive ingredients right there for... Excuse me, for my level at least. And 2 stamina and 2 spirit just isn't gonna matter all that much. Most of the time.
What can I do for you?
But yeah, these continue to be 50. Like, that's not worth it. Not gonna do that. Okay, sell all my junk. Anything that's not enchanted just goes away. Okay, here we go.
Be good.
Now, let's continue on. Let's go up into Ironforge and turn in port. And then we will keep it on. Got lots more to do. Lots more to do. Okay. Let's keep on walking to the store. Keep on walking till it's time to get murdered. I mean, what? I didn't say that. Not plotting any murders here. There's only happiness and cheeriness and death. I mean, what? Anyway, yeah, let's keep on going. Okay. I am so screwed for this week. It's rough, man. It's real rough. Why is this person wanting to switch to layer 1? What? Anyway, glad I was correct that this was in fact the right room.
How are ya?
It would seem that my guards are becoming less discriminatory with petitioners. Well, what do you want? Make it quick. Whippers report, authority of the king has Magni taken complete leave of his senses, and that damnable Whitebeard. Taking matters into his own hands, has he? The Senate will not be pleased to hear about this, not one bit. What, are you still here? Go, before I call the guards. Okay then, grumpy pants, jeez. No need to be mean. Gosh. Can't we all just get along? Okay, let's go on to glory. Onward to glory! But, yeah, we just gotta keep on keeping on. Considering that this is the last place where I'll accrue rested XP that I'll be in for a bit, I think this is actually where I'll cut the stream. Especially since, you know, there's no one watching anyway. So, yeah,